All right, y'all. First video, getting political. So let's get to it. Let's get political, y'all. Political civilian back on the bit in the mix. You feel me? We not practical today. We political. You know what I mean? I guess we could be practical, but political civilian. You feel me? Back up in this thing. We're gonna be talking about my general, we'll say predictions of what's gonna happen in the next couple months. You know what I mean? New setting, not really. In a different city for a funeral. One of my loved ones has died, unfortunately. It's crazy, man. We came up here for the funeral. I came up and my dog dead. My old dog. Like, I'm like, dang, this is crazy. Like, she had to bury her and everything. Like, but she was like 15, though. You know what I mean? But I'm like, dang, this is crazy, G. Anyways, though. So, let's talk about this Trump Kamala stuff, right? So, if you like Kamala, you know what I mean? I was arguing with this guy on Facebook the other day. I'm in a Black gun owners group. And the guy was like, you know, we was talking about how Kamala's anti-gun, which on this topic, you know, I don't like the fact that Trump didn't do as much as he said he would do for gun owners. He didn't really say he would do a lot, but he did the bump stock ban, which was just overturned in the Supreme Court. We'll make a different video about like the different stuff that's going on. The Rahimi case, the Vanderstock case, the pistol brace stuff you got going on, the FRT stuff. We're gonna talk about all of that in a separate video. But Trump banned bump stocks. I feel like it was because of pressure from everybody to do something. And everybody was just like, you got to do something. And he was like, all right, I'm going to make something shaky. I mean, but he did come out and say the right thing. It is the mental health that hurts people. It's not the actual physical weapons because they don't hurt nobody by themselves. You can place a gun in somewhere forever. It ain't going to hurt nobody. But if a crazy person gets a hold of it or somebody who wishes innocent people harm, then, you know, that's why I am a gun owner, because I want to protect the innocent. That's, I feel like one of my God-given abilities is to train people and to effectively help people be able to protect themselves and others if need be. So Trump did that, but man, Kamala and Joe was trying to do the pistol brace ban, trying to do the universal background checks, which is way worse than normal background checks, because you got to do like a physical, psychiatric evaluation and all type of stuff. They was pushing buybacks. She said that in one of her past interviews, which she said that none of her stances have changed. She said in one of her past interviews that if they want to come in your house and check to see if you carrying your stuff safely, then they can do that. How is that fair? Who is that fair to? You gonna come in my house and check and see if I'm doing my stuff right, my stuff safely? That's bananas. This is crazy. But yeah, I'm sorry, I had to close the door. But yeah, that's wild to me. That's oh man, this door, I hope it don't slam. Anyways, it was a whole bunch of stuff she was doing. The pistol brace stuff alone, that was gonna make like millions of people who bought them felons overnight, and a lot of people don't follow the stuff like I do. So people gonna be in possession without even knowing, like, you know, and they was gonna say if you have a stock and you have a pistol brace and you have a pistol, even if it's not on its intent, and then it's like people were storing their pistol braces somewhere else, but now it's been overturned completely, so it's cooked. They ass cooked. ATF been getting fried because the tables is turning on them, and this establishment, this administration is being cooked. And I feel like what's gonna happen is, my first prediction, Trump gonna come in and he gonna fire a lot of people like he did last time. He gonna ask you, hey, you on board? Nope, you're fired. You ain't watch my show? What was it called? Not The Apprentice. What was it was called what? You fired. Get up out of here. So I feel like that's gonna happen, right? Not only that though, he's gonna come in and he's gonna have a whole bunch of people that he's gonna hire put in place to get stuff going, like how he wants to get going, like Elon, Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't know how to say it properly. If I'm not saying it right, my bad. And people like that he's going to put in power, put in place to really get stuff moving. He's got to do a better job of dispelling the Project 2025 stuff. That has nothing to do with him. Why does people like, if you search it right now, and this is how you show media bias to anybody who's curious about it. Trump has blatantly said, I don't have nothing to do with this. I've looked it up. It's some good stuff. It's some bad stuff, but it doesn't have nothing to do with me, right? If you just type it in, Project 2025, Trump face is on almost every video that pops up on it. And it has nothing to do with him. Why are they trying to associate that with Trump? I wonder why. I wonder. Probably because people knew that they wouldn't like it. It's just like the Don't Say Gay bill that happened a while back. Everybody was like, no, that's not what it's called. It ain't called Don't Say Gay. It had nothing to do with saying gay. It had to do with, I believe, preserving child reproductive organs. If I'm not mistaken, somebody will fact check me. I hope this video gets fact checked by some real fact checkers, not actual bots. But anyways, another media bias, and they got sued and they won. If you try to look up the first Trump assassination attempt, you couldn't find a picture of him doing this with the blood coming down. Google tried to silence it. CNN came out and said, loud yell, and Trump panics at his rally. And then another one said, Trump fell at his rally and had to be helped up and bloodied his own ear. Like, y'all just saying anything. We can see it's a slow-mo of a bullet going past his head. Like what y'all on, man? Y'all really trying to change the election. They want to change the election so bad. And it's going to be so crazy that Trump's going to win this, right? Because he's not had no media help for real. He hasn't had no social media, no big tech help for real. But he's got the funding from the people, the support from the people, the support from all the people who were basically eaten while he was in office. You could say, oh, this one, oh, he racist. If he's so racist, why did he give everybody stimulus? Not just, and he gave people unemployment bonuses or boosts. People who was working got hazard pay. What was the other thing? The PPP loans, you know? If he was so racist, wouldn't he, like, because, 90% of one race, it falls below a certain economic line. Why would he say, if you under this line, you can't get it? He said, everybody get it. Everybody. And my theory is he gave more to black people because, statistically speaking, black people have more kids. And he said, if you got kids, you get an extra woo-woo. So, you feel me? How is that racist? Now, my other part of that theory is that we're feeling part of that economic plunge right now. But I mean, that's really what was going to happen there. Wasn't enough supply or demand, or there was demand, low supply, and we was giving out money. It did decrease the dollar, the value of the dollar a little bit, but I believe they said we were only in a recession for like less than a month under him. And they don't want to admit this, but we've been in a recession for like, I would say at least 2.5 years, at least. I mean, it's simple math. I was explaining it to somebody the other day, and shout out to anybody who's still listening this far into the video. But if you cut the oil line, that's the first thing Joe did, and Trump predicted it. Gonna cut the oil line. The price to transport everything is going to be up. Goods and services is going to be up because everything basically runs through gas and oil because you have to transport stuff, raw materials, whatever. So who's going to eat that difference in price at the end of the day? It's going to be your customer. So your customer is going to have to pay more because you can't just magically bring out the money. You can't just make more sales and then it'll make it because you still got more and more of the deficit that you got to deal with. So you have to make up that somehow. The customer's eating that. So this thing Kamala was talking about where grocery stores are just pushing inflation to get rich. Grocery store margins are so low. They're like barely making it by. Like, come on. Even I know that, and I'm not an economist by far. I was about to say economist. I'm not an economist by far, but even I know that. But so basically, when the price of oil and everything goes up, then the price to transport everything goes up. The price of goods goes up. The customer has to eat that cost, but wages aren't going to go up because you're not making more money, you're making less money, and the dollar value is going to go down. Whereas when it was the opposite, the dollar value went up, jobs went up, employment went up, pay rates went up, and the price of everything went down. How do I know this? Because I was able to move out of my mother's house, get a new apartment and a new car within 2 months of working the same job that I had been working for 3 years prior, because I got a raise because of the economy. The price of everything was lower because of the economy. So I thank Trump single-handedly for helping me with this. This is just my personal experience. I can't speak for everybody, Can't speak for everybody, but this is just my personal experience, right? So my second prediction, I think that the illegals are going to riot. Now, what do I mean by riot? I mean like BLM riots in the street, like all cops are bastards riot in the streets. What do I mean by that? Probably burning down stores, probably, attacking people in the neighborhoods, probably taking over buildings in Colorado, probably, robbing people at gunpoint on 600 block in Chicago, right down the street from O Block, stuff like that. I personally have seen a big increase of immigrants. I don't know if they're legal or illegal. I can't judge. I can't be prejudiced and say this is bad, this is this. But I have seen a flux of immigrants in general. A lot of them, like a lot, not just like a little. I'm talking about when I'm at Walmart, all I see is immigrants, and it'll be like 3 or 4 Americans. Like this is wild to me. So what do you think is going to happen once their funding gets cut? Because Trump is not funding them like Biden was. Absolutely not. He already says that we need them because that's tax dollars that's going into their pockets that could be going into ours. Now, let me explain this to you. What would you do if you seeked asylum in a country because you knew that he wanted your vote? You knew that he was giving you free housing, free health care, free, I already said housing, free food stamps, free Social Security sometimes, free prepaid phone plans. So you basically, you don't have no bills. You just, living the life for real because he wants your vote, which is being fought. I think it should go to the Supreme Court, but voting's already started. There's still, I don't think, going to be enough illegal immigrants, whatever, to combat the fact. But the fact that they have the right to vote in our election is, why do they deserve a say in what happens to a country that they don't legally belong to? That's like me going into a castle and being able to vote for the king, and I don't even live there. What sense does that make? Oh, people gonna say, well, they do live here. According to who? According to the census? According to their country? Who said they live here? Why do they live here? Were they invited? Were they brought in by the busload to go to rallies? These are the questions that we have to ask ourselves. But I think there will definitely be some unrest. I don't want to say civil unrest. I would say uncivil unrest, honestly. So prepare, arm yourself up with whatever you can, whether it be guns, bullets, non-lethals, lethals, shields, whatever. Get you something. Get you some training. Get you some jujitsu, some nunchucks, some swords, some spears, some mace, some tasers, whatever you got to do to protect you and your family. Get something. Because it's always something that happens around election season every single 4 years. I've been noticing influx of school shooters lately. Why has there not been none for the last 3-4 years? I wonder why there's been so many in such a short amount of time. Always right before the election. Maybe because somebody's losing in the polls and they need media distractions. That's what I would think. Why was that Marcus guy in the news about being executed by lethal injection? Like, wasn't he in jail for like 20 years? Where has this this outrage been for the last 20 years? I'm curious. Why now? Why right before he dies? They want to file appeals and stuff. Why? Where was this outrage before? He's been in jail for a while. Like a while, not just He didn't get arrested last week and get sentenced to lethal injection. Like, no, he's been in there for a minute. Why is it just now being brought to attention? My nose look fatty hill. Anyways, a lot of media distractions going on. The Diddy case. Everybody knows. Everybody's been knew he's been the diddler. I've known that as a kid. Like I remember watching videotapes of that, and somebody else who probably will be named soon, doing similar activities. I'm like, this is known facts. All these distractions. What else is another distraction? Cardi being Offset. Who cares? Who cares? They're not even together. They just making the breakup messier, and people just love drama. One thing I learned about working in this industry, people cling to drama more than positivity. And it's sad, but I think it is human nature. Like if I put out a review of, let's say, the 308 Jackal that hasn't dropped yet. Let's say I put out a review, worst piece of junk ever, or watch this before you buy it with a thumbs down. I'll probably get 500, 600,000 views. But if I say, post a video, it's all right, or let alone, I love this thing, the next best Scar, it won't do that. It won't do that. Not even, probably 200,000 maybe. And I think it's because people cling to negativity, which brings me to my next point, guns and ammo. Price is about to increase. Definitely when Trump gets elected, because it's going to be more, I don't even think it's going to be like Venezuelan gangs, attacks on others. It's just going to be illegal immigrants that are regrouping over here. Probably some criminals that are just causing havoc. I don't know what's going to be the details. I don't know. But I know no matter which side wins, somebody's going to be unhappy. And if Trump wins, because I seen a poll yesterday that said he has like an 80% chance of winning. Because he's winning like almost all the swing states right now. I mean, I feel for Kamala because she got in because of a Democratic coup. Like they was like, Joe can't debate. He got dementia, which we've been saying for 3 years now. We knew we're back with Obama. Like he's been in politics for like 50 something years, and they did what? Anyways. I feel bad for her because she got in with less than a year to campaign, and oh man, where's she getting funding? Was it Project Blue Chip, Project Blue Letter, something like that? Look that up. Look and see where donations is coming from. But Trump got $1 billion in donations after he got the mugshot. He didn't need nothing. He was already rich. He was already a billionaire, so he didn't need it. But they were just trying to take all his money in the courts and stuff. And then he's like, you can't just take $1 billion for somebody for court fees. That's crazy. Like I said, I'm not alone out here. Anyways, so yeah, she's not gonna win in my opinion. She didn't have enough time to campaign, and that Black Indian thing, people are not doing that. Have you noticed? Sidebar: she's not showing her husband at all. Why do you think that is? Is it because he's a white guy? I don't know why. I can't figure it out. Maybe she probably lose the black vote if everybody knew she was married to a white guy, because they'd be like, you ain't. A lot of people really don't like that. I don't know why. I was just talking to somebody on Facebook about that today. She said, marrying somebody whose ancestors oppressed yours is wild to me. So I'm like, so don't marry nobody but white people. And she's like, yes. And I think the Nazis had a similar theory. And she's like, no, that's not the same. I'm like, that's literally the same thing. I mean, they killed them off, but not marrying them and killing off is kind of the same thing, because you not repopulating with whatever. I just don't get people. Reverse racism is still racism. Like prejudice, reverse prejudice, still prejudice. If I reverse stab you, are you still stabbed? If I reverse shoot you, are you still? Is reverse cowgirl still cowgirl? If reverse sex, is that still sex? I don't know what reverse sex is. I'm just saying. Reverse head, is that still head? Upside down hand job, is that still a hand job? Like, come on, use your common sense, man. Last and final prediction is not only is Trump gonna win, but he's going to fix our country. When I say that, I mean our economy. Gonna get out a lot of corrupt politicians, like I said on the first day. And I think personally that he is really the only good light that we got going forward. And I think JD Vance, actually JD Vance used to live close to my old job. Can't say where it is, but it's pretty cool. I didn't know he lived in Cincinnati. I thought that he was just from Ohio. I didn't know who he was until he ran, which is the case for most politicians that I see or whatever. But he's the future. So I'm hoping that Trump really shows him the ropes and gives him like a good legacy and stuff so that he can actually lead people forward. And my last prediction, I think that Trump is going to reverse a lot of these laws, especially like the gun laws. He said that he's pro Second Amendment. He visited PSA, which is like, that's based. That's like, that's totally based. Tell you, dude, that's best. That's based for sure. But I think that he's going to reverse a lot of the stuff that's being fought in the Supreme Court. Like, I think he's going to undo the bump stock ban and stuff, maybe even the pistol brace thing or whatever that's being fought in court. And he's going to change a lot. Kamala's just taking everything he says now and trying to pass it as her own. She's trying to give people, was it $25,000 for first-time home buyer loans or whatever? Like, bro, that's just going to increase the price of everybody's mortgage by $25,000. Does she not know economy 101? Like, and she's like, I'm just gonna stop inflation. I'm just gonna pass a reduce inflation bill. How about we stop sending money to Ukraine? How about we stop funding them? How about we stop funding Israel or Hamas? I don't know who we're funding. We're funding one of them. We gave them all our military stuff, billions of dollars worth of military gear. Went straight to ISIS or Hamas, one of the two. Why don't we stop funding them? Why don't we focus on us? Just a suggestion. Why don't we focus on us for a little bit? Kamala over there she didn't been over there and made more streets over there than she did interviews over here. Like, bro, we need you, bro. We need you. Bring your ass back over here, bro. Come on. We need you, bro. Like 50 Cent said, you over here taking pictures on a flight and going to the beach, bro. We hurting, bro. We need you. Seen this poll that said, not a poll, it was a stat that said that Trump has done, I think, 15 interviews. JD Vance has done like 40 something. Harris did 3. It might be 4 now. And Waltz did 2. That's crazy. So did we just lose power? No. What the heck? Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, all of that stuff. I'm gonna make a separate video just about Harris, talk about her stuff. But this has been my predictions on what I think is gonna happen before and after the election. All right, stay trapped or get clapped. All right, peace.